Hi everyone, William Weyser is here. Since I'm in the middle of my week off from Heroes Camp this week, and that we're a little bit over 1 week away from the Summer Olympics, in the hopes of seeing Novak Djokovic, a tennis champion, in the Olympics, because I couldn't remember his name from my last message video. Welcome to my mid-July message video. And today's the day that I'm doing this because tomorrow I am going on a weekend trip to Austin to visit Sammy and Kiana for a little family weekend. After apparently somebody got tired of having it the same of Sammy driving over to here, so he figured either we're going to drive to him or we're going on a bus to him. Yeah, we're going on a bus. And in reality, nobody got tired of it, just what I think of it. So, here are 10 more things from this message video, but here are some more things that Rick is interested in. Cat Scratch, Jinxed, Nikki Deuce, The Haunted Hathaways, Curious Buddies, the Digimon TV show and movies, Postcards from Buster, which is a spin-off of Arthur, the Columbia Pictures logo and TriStar Pictures logo, the Universal logo, the DreamWorks logo, the Radio Disney and Toon Disney commercials, the Disney Party and mini games, StreamYard and Google Meet, the Nestle Crunch commercial, which is mostly an 80s commercial of a little boy in a yellow shirt singing the Nestle Crunch commercial, which I haven't seen in its entirety yet. The Disney Channel obstacle course game, The Patrick Show, Ricky Zoom, Curious George TV show and movies, the Paddington TV show and movies, The Hustler, When Nature Calls, Cash Trapped, The Penguins of Madagascar, Kung Fu Panda, Legend of Awesomeness, The Addams Family, Despicable Me, Minions, the Phineas and Ferb movies, the Wizards of Waverly Place movie, the Sweet Life movie, Twitches, Bewitched, Bridge to Terabithia, and the Hotel Transylvania movies. And here's some more scenes that Rick wants to do, and just, I don't like it when I'm being given way too much to work with, and it becomes too much for me to handle. But if he says that we're going to have to do when it's unedited, then I'm going to have to listen to him, even though I'm the main star in it, and I should do something about it. Anyway, some scenes include going in the Big Red Car and playing hide and seek. Big Red Car and hide and seek are two of my made-up Booba episodes that have some sort of... Yeah, actually, they have quite a few similarities. They have Australia and China as the two-country intro. They have Jumba leading the Swing Your Arms warm-up dance. And they have Grandpapa, Auntie, Brother and Sister, and Little Dog Fido as the story people. And they have different aim dances. For hide and seek, it's sneak up and surprise out. For Big Red Car, it's wiggle your bum. And Vinny Gabriel, aka Dipsy is the Best, said that he thought of hide and seek, and originally I was going to change the two-country intro to Jamaica and Australia because I like it better that way, but I decided to not disappoint him and keep it the way it is. And that idea worked out. And somebody took the plot for hide and seek and replaced it with the plot for Big Red Car, and I decided to have these two be separate episodes. Going on a dune buggy, visiting a school, weightlifting, car wash, road trip, I Can See You Dance, Mousetrap, the Thomas and Friends card and memory games, and the Uno games. The last 3 or 4 that I said are the ones that Rick is interested in. Building a car, bringing a suitcase, which is based on one of our favorite Grandpapa episodes, Heavy Suitcase. And that's about it. So, we're ready to get started on this list, and you will notice a change when we get to it. I'll tell you right now. All of my Teletubbies and Boobah toys are in my suitcase, and I don't want to bring them out and put them here and then put them back in the suitcase, so I'm just going to have my E do all the work. Number 1. Me dealing with Eastern Time next year. The time that I live in is Central, and Rick lives in Eastern Time. How Eastern Time works there is that they live 1 hour later than the time that I live in. I remember seeing the New Year's Eve at New York City Central Times Square in New York, and the way they do it is 1 hour earlier. Like, they have New Year's Eve and the time ticking down and the ball going down, and it hits New Year's Day at 11 o'clock for us, while it's 12 for them. And then we have to wait an extra hour for our time at 12 for New Year's Day to happen. And come to think of it, I think maybe Florida and New York City, as well as New York State, I think also have 1 hour later than us. I'm not sure, because that's the only part of Central versus Eastern times that I know of. Number 2. The 25th anniversary of Blue's Clues. My number 1 favorite Nick Jr. show of all time is 25 years old this September. And it's gonna be 25 years old in that month. On September 8th, 1996, Blue's Clues premiered on Nickelodeon. And it was a fantastic show. And it was my very first Nick Jr. show ever. And like Teletubbies from PBS Kids, this was the only Nick Jr. show that I've ever seen before I watched other Nick Jr. shows on recorded Nick Jr. VHS tapes or on TV. And it's hard to believe that Blue's Clues is turning a quarter of a century years old. For the 24th anniversary last year, I uploaded the opening and closing to the extremely rare Blue's Clues Snack Time VHS. And that was a good way to celebrate an anniversary right there. And I have plans set up for the 25th anniversary. In honor of that, I'm doing Blue's Clues month in September, and that's the month where I upload videos of the Boobahs dancing to Blue's Clues and You songs. And I'm sure that Rick is going to point out that even if I do this month, which, yes, I am, I still have a long way to go before I'm finished with Blue's Clues and You. as well as the soon-to-be 6 remaining shows that I have yet to finish, because next weekend I'm going to say goodbye to one of them. I'll say which one it is later in the list. Speaking of which, there are going to be some new Blue's Clues and You episodes coming soon. Like Blue Makes a Movie with You, Our New Neighbor, which is Periwinkle's first appearance in the reboot, and Opposites Day. And speaking of Blue's Clues and movies, there's going to be a Blue's Clues and You movie coming soon, and we can't wait to see it, and we also can't wait to get it on DVD. And there's also going to be a music video with Steve, Joe, and Josh in it, as well as a concert, I think. And next is Thinking Time. As far as I know, I've only made up 2 Thinking Time segments. The first one that I made up was, what did Blue see at the end of the rainbow? And our clues are 2 handles, this shape, and gold. The correct answer, a pot of gold. And earlier this year, I did, what is Rick Rampazanetti's favorite Booba episode? Our clues are a suit, a horse, and a castle. The correct answer, shining armor. And I don't know if I've made up more Thinking Time segments after those 2, but if I did, they'll come to me at some point. And also, Rick has some Blue's Clues toys. Like, he has a plush toy, a phone toy, which allows him to call other Blue's Clues characters, and notebooks in the form of Steve's notebook, Joe's notebook, and Josh's notebook. And speaking of which, I remember having a Blue's Clues toy, which had a stuffed Blue and a notebook, which contains clues mostly from season 1 episodes, like Adventures in Art, where I saw the door, window, and roof. What does Blue want to make? 2 buttons, yarn, and a sock. A snowy day. A carrot, a hat, and a snowball. What song game does Blue want to play with the sun, rain, and a spider, and hopefully music in an everyday way? Or what does Blue want to do on a rainy day with pod lids, a drum, and a marching toy are in that notebook? I don't remember all of the clues that were there, but at least I know some of them. And speaking of concert, I just remembered that back when I was little, I actually went to a Blue's Clues concert and had fun in there. It's almost like it's not the only children's show-based concert that I went to. I also went to a Barney concert, and Sammy had the bright idea to just crawl his way up stage because he was very little and was a toddler and didn't know better. I stayed where I was the whole time. Same thing went with the Blue's Clues concert. The only thing I remember about it, other than having a great time at that concert, was listening to the music in an everyday way, or what does Blue want to do on a rainy day, and credits. So with that out of the way, we're going to take this commercial break, and when we're back, we have a lot more to talk about. See you then.